Previously on Friends at the Table.
So there was these big, giant, glowing towers, and there was Brandish was there, and his ship was there, and they were all the undead, and they were hanging out, and they were partying, and there were people there, and they were living, and they were hanging out with each other.
The second your foot hits the ground, your blade comes alive. They're chanting a choir of voices. Tristero, Tristero, Tristero. Lord Tristan the Ninth, the ivory crown, locked away in the Black Tower. What do you do? What's everyone doing? At this point, let's say everyone's kind of found each other again.
Wait, am I still by him?
Also, oh right, I forgot that Emmanuel was there. I forgot your thing. Also, you'll see that I've changed the name of this thing from the Black Tower to the Sable Spire, which is what I have written down here later in my notes, because I decided the Black Tower was too boring.
Have you been playing Shadow of Mordor, Austin? Is that
I've been playing a lot. I've played a lot of Shadow of Mordor, and by now, if you're listening to this, you've probably already read my piece on pastemagazine.com/games about Shadow of Mordor.
If that hasn't come out, we've just broken an embargo.
Or like, and I've lost my mind. This is the other thing. If that isn't out by the time you're hearing this,
this will be posted for 3 years.
Right.
We have 100 weeks of backlog.
We recorded this on September the 7th, 1999, and
I'm really looking forward to the PlayStation 2.
Great.
I don't know how that works. I don't remember dates.
I'm about to blow your minds. There's this thing called the Nemesis system, right?
I think that Austin, if I remember, the PlayStation 2 came out mere weeks after September.
Yeah, it's like 6 months. It released on March 4th, 2000. So perfect. I'm so hyped for the PS2.
You're so we couldn't be more excited. And guess what? My dad is about to get me a PlayStation 1.
Oh, buddy. All right.
Okay, so can I just...
So, Emmanuel, let's zoom in on... Let's zip back over then.
Like, just
to Lem King
as a
and Emmanuel.
tiny piece of detail, I've just been, like, pocketing things that nobody would miss. Like, bits of masonry that have come off walls, or, like, a metal washer that's on the street, or something. Like, tiny, tiny, stupid things. Has Emmanuel noticed me? He has.
He gasps when he sees you.
Oh god, this is potentially the worst thing.
This is probably gonna be bad.
His hand drops to his side towards his dagger. He isn't like in full pirate combat gear, but like he has a dagger on him.
Where are my buds?
Kind of far away.
Fero is off watching a ceremony for a ghost who's decided to stop being alive, and Hella is dealing with a post-apocalyptic fantasy newspaper boy.
So I'm separated from my buds.
You're separated from your buds.
Okay, right. I'm just looking at the move sheet.
He goes, just tell me what you do.
Well,
he says, you. And is like fiddling with his dagger as if to draw.
I just like to just say, like, we're not on a pirate ship. We are in a city.
That's true.
Like, this is bad.
We're in a pirate... Well, we're in the greatest city I have ever encountered in my life.
Lem can get it out of this one.
I don't know, Hella. Let's just
You could probably talk
What do you do? What do you do?
My immediate reaction is I want to make a defy danger roll for charisma, and I want to, this comes from... I want to look him in the eye... And I want to make it clear that I'm not reaching for my sword, and I want to put my finger up to my lips. If we had face cam on, I'd be able to do this, but I'm like, all right, mate, shh. I'm essentially trying to bank on the fact that before it got screwed up when Brandish climbed back on the boat, he and I were having a bit of a moment, or at least Lem thought that he and I were having a bit of a moment. Yes. So I'm going to roll defy danger here.
Go for it.
Which is 2d6 plus charisma, right?
Like
minus
I just
one
want to say
because
that,
of your scarred status.
Oh god, this is so. Dungeon World has really good mechanics for re-rolling a character after you've died, like, but that doesn't work if all three of us die at the same time.
Oh god. Okay, right. So I just clicked. Can I just click the little button here? Or
Yeah, it should work. It should be no. It should
I'm
work.
so
It should totally
scared.
work.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay.
Minus one is 7, so we're
No,
still
no,
good.
Still good. It did. It did.
Yeah. That's a
It
8
got
is
that through. Okay.
what's an 8 on Defy Danger?
On a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome,
fuck.
hard bargain, or ugly choice. It's still a success. I just have to decide in what way I complicate things for you.
Wait, okay, so this is a worse partial success than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
Does Lem know that I don't know he was a pastry chef, right?
No, you have no idea. Okay. Let's see.
Because I have a feeling that would really appeal to Lem. Like, if only Lem knew that.
He moves his hand off the dagger, but then he reaches out to grab you, and he's like, "Come with me."
Oh.
Okay.
Whirlwind romance.
Right. I don't. Can I make eye contact with my buds?
No, you guys are split at this point.
Right.
Maybe Hella can see you, but I think at this point, Fero is like deep in this moment because it's so weird and strange.
I'm also like reading.
Oh well,
Not
in
that I
that
don't want to
case,
help you, but
Yeah.
in that case, I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
Well, partly as well. Sorry, just from like Lem's thinking here as well. He's essentially been reduced to being a kid here, so
Right.
a lot of this is just like he's a bit scared, but he considered that a success, like he's not being killed, and also he's in. It would be like an actual real world Harry Potter fan discovering Hogwarts. He is in Hogwarts.
That is true.
So I think he's probably like buoyed up by a lot of this stuff.
He drags you quickly through the streets by the wrist to a little alleyway just off this marketplace. I'm gonna put it like that's the wrong thing. Like there-ish. Do you see that spot I just marked? To the southeast a little bit.
Yes.
Like there. And once there, he like pushes you up against the wall. What are you doing here? Actually, is that his voice? 1 second. Let me.
I don't know. I think he's French.
What are you doing? I think he is too. But I don't want to do. Can I do? What are you? I don't think I can do. I don't.
How about this? He speaks in a French accent. Austin, speak normally.
1 second. I'm muted. 1 second.
He's practicing as Jeff Goldblum.
What are you doing? I can't see. My Goldblum always falls into a Shatner. God damn it! The gravity of a Shatner.
The gravity, it's like a black hole, and it sucks you in.
A Shatner is my favorite Idle Thumbs episode.
Is that a real thing? Oh, you didn't just make that up?
No, I did, but it sounds like a thing.
Okay, so I'm still proud of you.
Good. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk normally. I think. Yeah. What are you?
But we all know.
Right.
We know that he speaks in a French accent.
What are you doing here? In fact, I think all of these people here probably speak in a French accent. That's fair.
Have we found space France? I mean, fantasy France?
It's similar, certainly.
Okay.
But anyway, you're up against the wall. He's about as strong as you. You know, you're basically equally matched.
Well, yeah,
which
that
is to
fight
say,
went on forever.
And like, you're basically neither of you are combatants first, but can hold your own. You know.
Yeah. He's a pastry chef. I'm a librarian.
Yeah, right. What are you doing here?
Is there? I don't know how this kind of works with out of character. Can I like phone a friend here and talk to the other? I have to make this decision.
Yes.
Entirely on my own.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. We followed the kingdom come.
He slaps you on the side of the head.
Oh man, it made you well.
You are idiots. You need to leave immediately. You cannot be here.
Why not?
Why not? Oh. You were with the captain. You will be locked up just like him. I should go tell someone about you being here. I don't even know why. He's like very clearly internal struggle mode right now.
No, you oh wait, hold on.
Yes.
This game is so cool because, like, you just go off on these little inlets of narrative as a player and as a GM, and then suddenly you're like, oh wait, there's a mechanical thing here, or like there's the possibility for a mechanical thing here, and that's so cool. I have.
Keep talking for now. I know what you want to do, but
right.
Okay. Give it a little bit. Give it a few more moments here.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to run off, mate.
No, yeah, that's fine. Just respond to him.
No. We are here. We are going to be very, very careful. You don't need to tell anybody about us. We're not going to harm you. We're not going to put you in any danger. Please let us have this. Please let us take this opportunity. And I think that Lem here is, to an extent, he is trying very hard to say, we're here to rescue Calhoun, but really what he's probably thinking is, I'm in this, look where I am, don't take this.
Yeah, I don't think we're here to rescue Calhoun comes across at all in what you just said.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Which is fine.
I don't want to tell him that we're here to rescue Calhoun, because fundamentally he is...
Cancun. We're here to rescue Captain Cancun.
We're here to visit Cancun.
Spring break!
Party vote. He is fundamentally a member of Brandish's crew. Like, just because I rolled a success here, I don't want to tell him that. Okay, so, do you know where the new archives are? Do you know what they are?
He shakes his head.
Okay, right, so,
no.
I come from a place far up in the north. Wait. The
northeast of here.
Northeast of here. And it's a community where we catalog things. We find things out. We're explorers and we're travelers and we're librarians and we're archivists. And all of our old stories have told us that this place doesn't exist. It is dead. It's gone.
It is, he says.
But we couldn't find it. We had no contact with it.
You won't. He cuts you off.
I love it.
There is no taking this. There, you cannot. You shouldn't. You have a moment. You can either leave, or you can stay forever. Make your choice. Quickly.
I'm gonna stay.
He laughs. Oh, and he curses, I think, probably. Some curses that, like, again, you've heard some bastardized versions of, the sort of, like, this fucking guy type of thing, right? Like,
yeah, you know, like, 400 years ago when people said this fucking guy, that's what it meant.
Right, but but at the time it was like, you know, whatever, it was some other version of that. I don't know any old curse words. Right, Christ, exactly. He probably actually says, he says, Tristero. That's what he says.
Oh, okay.
What move were you attempting to do there? Were you trying to speak frankly, or were you doing parlay?
I think I was going to speak frankly, but I've kind of said what I wanted to say anyway.
That's fine, but remember, speak frankly gives you access to stuff.
Oh,
so,
wait, it does? Oh, yeah, it super does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Charming and open.
I think I've bought myself a moment, at least a short moment here.
I think that you've hit the required act of speaking frankly with someone. So now you can ask a question from the list below.
Okay.
They must answer it truthfully. And then they may ask you a question from the list, which you must answer truthfully.
Okay. Keith just got waylaid by a kraken. You okay, Keith?
I'm okay. It's okay. I was
Are you playing?
leaning back in my chair, and I was playing with my phone in my hands, raising it above my head and twirling it around. I dropped it on my head.
Good job. Good work.
Thanks.
Put your phone down, maybe.
Well, it's down now.
This, I kind of don't want to get into like the semantics of it, Austin. But if I ask, whom do you serve? Like,
you can ask that.
yeah, but he's just gonna say Brandish, right? Because he's.
I don't know. I don't know what. I know what he'll say. I know what he'll say.
Okay, I'm gonna right.
You don't know.
Oh, I've just missed cable here that I didn't know. Oh my god, I've got a desk lamp. I didn't know.
What happened?
You just discovered you have a
Jack
lamp?
just realized that he had a desk lamp.
Oh my god.
It was hidden underneath the shelf, so I didn't see it.
Is it a time.is desk lamp that you didn't realize was real until just now?
I'm gonna turn it on. Oh god, no, it's fluorescent. It's fluorescent. No, it's really
Oh,
hard.
that's no good. Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Question number 1. Do I know his name?
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you ever actually exchanged names.
So
You can just do that. That's not one of these questions. You know, one of these.
Yeah,
isn't
no. Like, what was the tone when he swore at me?
It was again. It was like, what am I going to do with this guy? It was like, what situation am I? Why have you given me this burden, God? Is basically what it was.
This fucking guy. Yeah, I'm gonna offer him my hand and say I'm Lem King.
Emmanuel, he shakes your hand.
All right. Okay. Who do you serve?
How do you phrase that exactly? Like, I'm going to count it as who do you serve, but I do want to know what your phrasing is.
Yeah,
there.
like who are you working for, Emmanuel? No, like who's your boss?
He sighs and says, well, if you're going to be here, if you're going to stay, you should know. Obviously, I go out with Captain Brandish, and I directly, of course, work under Ginny, his first mate. But all of us here, we are... you have entered the kingdom, he says. Or actually, he doesn't say kingdom. He says... how does he say this? He says... you are now a citizen of Nacre, the Empire of Pearls. And you and I both serve Empress Adelaide Tristay IV, the Queen of Death. He asks you...
Oh,
What? He asks you... These are good questions. These are good questions I can choose from.
Oh, you get different questions to me, or do you get the same
No,
list?
they must answer
same
it
list.
truthfully, then they may ask you a question from the list, which you must answer truthfully. It's one of these two. What are you really feeling right now?
And I have to answer him honestly?
Yes.
I'm really
What are
excited.
you really...
I'm really, really excited.
He shakes his head again. Tristero.
I don't know if, well, because as well, for this guy, he doesn't know where the archives are. I don't know whether or not for him, like, cultural I guess even within the world, people who know who the archivists are, know that they have this sort of obsessive,
Right.
love for encyclopedia. So I feel for this guy, but at the same time, I did have to answer truthfully.
Yes.
But like, you know, like Kingdom of Pearls, Queen of the Dead, and everything, that is really exciting to them. Okay, question 2.
This is one. That was one question.
Oh, I get to ask one question. Oh,
You ask one. You
I'm
ask their
thinking
player
of,
a question from the list. Yeah.
sorry, I was
You're thinking
thinking
of
of
discerning realities.
realities.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fine.
Cool.
Let's cut back while this is happening to Hela and Fero, who at this point I think have been able to reunite. Lem is gone.
Yo, you seen Lem? Hey, you seen Lem?
Nope.
That's fucked, right? Do we go look for him or?
This was inevitable.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about what I just read.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
So Calhoun is here, and he's in chains, but he might be a prince or something. I didn't really understand the newspaper.
That's fucked up. I met this guy who decided to stop being a ghost.
That's weird.
It is weird.
I don't
it was
want to
cute.
hear about that.
It was cute.
We should
no, it's not. No, you don't want to.
I don't think it's cute. Let's do
You can talk to I think probably his grandson or something was over there. Do you want to talk to him?
No.
Oh.
Why would I want to talk to him?
I don't know. It seemed like they were having a moment.
Let's just find love.
Okay, let's find love.
Are you undertaking a search? Where are you going?
We're just kind of looking around.
Yeah, the way that you
sticking together.
If you're at a store, a department store, do you think that
you know,
but this is right. No, this is you're in a department store in a city. And
yeah, so we're peering over the clothes.
Right. So and then your friend went downtown. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Is he that far away?
He's a couple city blocks away, you know?
Okay, well, hey, do you maybe want to figure out, maybe we could go listen in on some shit? You want to listen in on some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, can I tell who looks sort of like the most important people nearby?
Yeah, there are definitely some people in the markets area in the gardens who are, dressed a little nicer. There are some people who are wearing... a kind of...
I'm looking for someone who's having a really, really boisterous conversation about current events.
Okay, there's a debate. That's what's happening.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
There's a debate between somebody who kind of looks like they are, vaguely of a merchant class. Do you know what I mean? But of a higher up, someone who
we're talking
you've seen them,
merchant class when merchant classes started being
exactly, and you've kind of seen them moving through this space earlier, overseeing it a little bit and checking in on the different stands and how's business been? What are you selling today? How.
A real fucking shithead.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a real lem,
Oh, he's a lem.
He's a real lem.
He's a lem, not like a sunglasses indoors kind of guy.
No, he's not a sunglasses indoors guy. He's he's doing this because he spent a long time. He spent a long time selling stuff in these stands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he likes looking at stuff
and engaging with the owners of these places. You think that he has some sort of supervisory role over the whole of the markets.
Yeah. Right. When I say he likes stuff in a I don't mean in a materialistic way. I mean he's interested and curious about things.
He's talking to a man in a kind of shimmering white plate mail armor.
Okay. Is this the shithead?
And neither of them are really shitheads, I don't think. I think both of them are... both of them are... They're old... You get the opinion that they're old... They're you remember the old days in America where Democrats and Republicans were friends? Still?
Do I remember?
Yeah,
no.
Were you not alive at that point? Okay, so there was a time in America. There was a time in America where it was fairly common to have good friends who didn't have your political views because there was a general depoliticization of the everyday life, which was actually detrimental to engaging in debate and trying to improve the general political situation, which is to say that people generally just pretended these things didn't matter to them because most of them were pretty well. Anyway, so that's these guys, right? These two guys have different views about the city. It's clear, but there's a familiarity to them. There's a closeness to them where you're crazy, that sort of stuff. And give me, I think this is a discerning realities.
Okay.
I think. If you're over listening to them. So yeah, give me that. Good rolls tonight. Has anyone failed anything tonight yet?
I think Ali got a roll of 6 earlier.
Ali rolled a 6.
Was it a fail? What did she fail? I want to make sure we get this right. It was trying to consult the sword. So yeah, mark down XP, Ali, from earlier. Make sure you have that marked. Alright, so you get 3.
I'm never going to level again if I keep playing so good.
Discern realities here. Give me 3 questions off this list.
All right, let me just get that list. I wish it was faster getting.
And I'm basically going to give you this. These are the questions you can ask generally about the city that you're going to pick up from bits of conversation overheard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not just these questions aren't going to be limited to like my answer of like what happened here recently isn't going to be like, oh, these two guys started talking. I'm not that jerk.
Okay.
What should I be on the lookout for? Those fish sandwiches are real cheap. You should go get that's a deal. You should be on the lookout for.
I want to know who's really in control here.
Okay. You piece this together.
Information that might be pertinent to that.
You piece this together from the conversation, and like this is like you're on some spy shit right now. Like you're sitting down on the park bench with Hella, pretending to not know each other, and you're both over here.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what we're doing.
Exactly. You hear them debating things, and I'm not going to act out the debate on both sides. I'm just going to give you the facts here. You know that this town, the city of Naker, which is also known as the kind of heart of the Empire of Pearls. However big that is, who knows? Is
it might be as big as this city now?
Right, exactly. But is ruled by Empress Adelaide Triste IV. Sometimes just Adelaide, sometimes just Adelaide IV. Sometimes the fourth Empress.
Sometimes four.
Sometimes four. What's up, four? Sometimes the Queen of Death.
Okay. She sounds real.
So she is. Was that what you were asking? Who's really in control here? Yeah, she is.
Oh, sorry. I meant who's really in control here among those two. Arguments.
Neither of them.
Okay.
Neither of them.
No. Okay. So there's not some sort of power thing going on.
There is, but neither of them's in control. They represent. Okay. They represent two different factions of the kind of not the democratic, the political spectrum here. One of them has its hands in the state and in military power. Obviously, the guy in armor, and the other guy kind of represents the citizenry here. Also, which one of them is a ghost?
Good question.
Can we roll to figure out?
Yeah, give me a. One is the armor guy. Two is the armor guy. So the armor guy is.
I was feeling armor guy.
Yeah, me too. The thing that's interesting here is like the other ghosts I've been imagining is kind of blue and spectral, kind of like Jedi ghosts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like white ghost. He's like white, translucent, shiny, like these towers. And that conveys a sort of power to his presence.
It
almost seems like he's drawing on their energy as he walks around this space.
All right.
So he kind of represents this more military faction. And then Vincenzo, who is the merchant dude, is represents the kind of citizenry here, the people living their everyday lives.
All right. And
this other guy's name. What's a good name for a good like soldier type? What's a good like Italian name for a soldier type?
Waluigi.
It's not. No, it's not Waluigi. Guys.
Yeah.
Giovanni.
Yes, it is.
Giovanni.
Okay. I thought you said they were all French.
Yeah, I forgot that I'd already decided they were Italian, is the thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have all of these Italian names here that I'd completely forgot about.
I mean, they could be both because this place is either.
This place is fictional. Exactly.
Yeah. So Giovanni and who's the other guy?
Vincenzo.
All right. Okay, so I want to know what the thing they're debating about is, and I could just.
But you have to pick one of these discerning realities questions here.
Okay. So, I guess.
I think what happened here recently would convey that. Right?
Yeah. I was trying to decide between that and what is about to happen.
Those are two different things. I think that they're connected, but I want to be careful. I want to make sure I answer the right one for you.
Yeah, because I think both of them. I think I want to know both of them.
I think
I want to
ask
both
questions.
of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Like I want to hear what happened and what might happen because of what they're debating.
Sounds good. So here's what just happened. What happened over the last day is that surprise to everyone, and you get this like, who could have guessed it? You know, that kind of like. No one could have imagined this in a million years. That Brandish showed up with who you quickly understand to mean Calhoun, but they call him a lot of things. This is they start off, they call him, you know, the missing boy. They call him Angelo. They call him the heir apparent. They say our brother. They call him the Prince of Pearls, the Emir of Alabaster, the Ivory Crown. And then...
Man, they're talking a lot about this guy.
Like this whole thing.
This guy is Babe Ruth with the nicknames.
They also call him things like the Reluctant. Like, you know, no one could have guessed the Reluctant was still lived, let alone would be brought back by Brandish. They call him the Betrayer. They call him the Coward. Like,
so I'm listening to them for like 6 hours.
No, it's like it's almost like they don't have the same, that like these are almost like royal titles. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like they're speaking in a kind of
like they're trading titles back and forth.
Right, exactly. Like it's almost, and these are like established titles. Do you know what I mean? These aren't like they're not these aren't descriptive. These are like elements, aspects of this character in their lives. Right. They call him the Wretched and the Abdicator. So, it was shocking to them. This is what just happened. This man, who you know as Captain Calhoun, was captured, brought to the Sable Spire, the prison to the southeast of the city. Is currently...
Because he's an abdicator.
Because he was an abdicator, because he abdicated his throne
from 4.
Right. You're not really sure why or how there. I don't think they're not like, oh, by the way, here is the history of our kingdom and what we know. Like, they don't go deep into that. But you do get enough out of it to know that there is something right. Exactly.
Let's trade histories real quick.
Right. I know you and I both know these things, but
let's get a fucking pie and talk about history. It's fucking Italian Shrek.
Italian Shrek. Oh, I forgot about Italian Shrek. All right, so you know that so that's basically what just happened. What you know is going to happen. Oh, so he's currently imprisoned at the top level of the Sable Spire. He's under the watchful eye of Veneer, who is the warden of the Sable Spire.
Sounds like a tough fight.
To prevent chairs from accidental water damage.
It's true. In the coming days, he will be put on trial for treason, and this is what the debate is about. Vincenzo thinks that they should not put him on trial, and they should not, because the result of a treason trial is execution. He doesn't see this guy coming out of it any way possible other than losing his case. And if he loses it, he's executed. And Vincenzo says, you can't do that to divine blood. So the Giovanni's side is like, he gave up his right to divinity when he betrayed us all. And in the coming days, he'll be transferred from the Sable Spire to the courthouse, which is attached to the palace on the northeast side of the city. There will be a parade that people will watch him being dragged, basically, through the street to the palace for his trial, where he currently has no defender. No one in the town has decided to be his kind of defense attorney, and it's kind of clear that there's just debate about what this means. That like there are people in the city that want him to just return and like sit on the throne, and there are people who need him dead or who want him dead for their own reasons, and that's kind of the split that you're seeing here.
Okay,
I think that's everything.
That's my 3 questions.
I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything that just happened or that will be happening. A lot of the parties are about him returning, and at this point, you can tell that they kind of even address this. They kind of explain that, like, these people don't know what they're cheering for.
Right. So for the most part, the people are celebrating because, oh, this dude's back. Woo!
Right, but there are those among them who are very clear that it's about getting justice for some misdeed. But there are also people here who think that this is going to mean a golden era for the Empire of Pearls.
Do they ever say what his betrayal entailed besides just leaving, or if it was just is there anything else that happens?
I think so this is one of those situations where friends can like start in a kind of polite debate and then it ends up getting heated. And one of the last things they say to each other is, I think Giovanni says to Vincenzo, Giovanni is the military soldier type. He says, he kind of like reaches out with his spectral hand and puts it on Vincenzo's shoulder and says, the boy killed his father. There's no coming back from that.
Oh shit!
And he turns and walks. And he Vincenzo shrugs the hand off of him, and he shakes his head, and they separate from each other. And as they walk away, Giovanni says, "Next week," and Vincenzo nods and says, "Next week."
Mm-hmm. How?
What do you do?
I think
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty. Man, fucking killed his dad. Maybe his dad was a dick. Who knows?
Who knows?
Dads, fuck dads.
Let's go back to Lem for a moment here.
How does it stand where I am at the moment?
You guys shook hands. He says, I think at the point he's like,
he's like had it. It seems like Emmanuel's whole thing is, I've had it up to here with this.
Yeah, but he's also kind of, but just like when they fought, there's like a resignation of like, well, I'm fucking stuck with this guy.
He knew it from the start.
He's like, what do you want to do? What's up? What do you? I can tell you're really excited to be here, Lem.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I don't understand, and I wish I could convince you to leave. But while you're here, P.S. It's super lucky that Lem is obviously super excited to be here and like can't even think about saving Calhoun, because that would have been bad. It's really good that you were the one who gave that up. You know what I mean? So he's just kind of like his tone is like when a friend visits town, or you visit a friend's place, but like they haven't really planned anything, and it's like that sort of like, we could just order pizza and drink beer, or like, do you want to go somewhere? Like, what do you want to do, Lem?
Can we go and look at the palace?
The palace. He wants to look at the palace. Oh my god. The palace is closed at nights and on weekends.
Is there like a good? Is there like a good hotel? Or like a
good hotel? Yeah, that's a good hotel. Yeah, we could go to Tristeros, I guess. He nods you over.
You know when you've been having like a you know when you've been feeling depressed and you're having a really great day, and then like just in the middle of doing something in that really great day, you're suddenly reminded of the fact that yesterday was terrible or something, and you get this kind of like momentary, like, not a sinking feeling, but this kind of momentary like, oh god, yeah, that. Every time he mentions Tristero, Lem is just like, oh yeah, that was a
that happened. Yeah. Why am I not able to?
Tristero, is that
not what I wanted?
Is that a hotel?
Yeah, where do I even start, he says. And you're kind of walking through the streets at this point. Sorry, I'm trying to turn this thing. This thing's supposed to... Nope, that's a street. These map tools are real tough sometimes, you guys. I just want to fucking turn this rectangle. Let me have this.
Let me have this moment.
Just let me have this moment. Let's slide it up here, and then I'll do it here. Because there is a big hotel. There is a very big hotel here.
Wait, where? I've lost the thing now.
Well, yeah, it's because I moved it off the map so I could fuck around with it some, and it's just like not... Oh, I see what's happening. It's off... This does this sometimes. It's really frustrating.
Podcasting, a primarily visual medium.
I know. There it is.
Hold on, Austin, you are recording the video for this stuff, right?
I do have all of the video for all of this stuff. It's true.
How are we not... I can just do that. Do you want me to just do that?
I can. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I know, it's kind of weird that we just didn't ever...
I mean, I asked a couple times, but you're like, maybe we'll do that, and then we just never brought it up again after, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that did happen, huh? Oh my god, I'm gonna reset Roll20. So he grabs you, he doesn't grab you by the hand anymore, he's kind of letting you follow him along, and you're walking through the kind of night streets, which again are primarily lit by these big towers. There aren't, lamps anywhere. The lights of both the ghost people and the towers is enough to make this place visible to you, basically. Whoa, not what I wanted. And he takes you to a place kind of right across from the market where you just were.
Oh, lucky.
It is very lucky for everyone here. And there we go. And he says, yeah, this is the place. This is, in a way, I guess, this is the heart of Nacre. Where do I start? A long time ago, this was a very pretty city, I guess. Way before my time. Way before my time. He's undead, by the way, but he's definitely one of the undead from the recent killing that of Brandish and his crew.
So he's kind of newly undead.
He's newly undead. He's kind of dealing with all of this. A long time ago, Nacre was just a really beautiful place, I guess. There was lots of good food, lots of good drink. It was a good time for everybody. Do you kind of show any recognition of that fact? Are you...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. For us, this city is like a legend. It's like a magical fictional place.
It may as well be. This place, it had lots of tourists. Lots of people loved this place. One of them was Tristero. It's hard to imagine, I know, but he really loved it here. And he says that as if you should, of course, know what he means. So, when things got bad in the world, he made it not be so bad here. And since then, him and his line, they've been ruling this place.
Just because he really liked it? It was like a home for him?
I mean, he is a hard work, a hard job. You find a vacation spot with a job like that.
Emmanuel, I'm going to be honest with you. Where I come from, we don't know who Tristero is. I've only heard his name the first time today.
He laughs. Now, what's it? It's bad out there, huh?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Whew. Tristero? He says, as if maybe he said it wrong? Tristero. He who controls life and death. The man who ushers our souls onto the afterlife. Tristero.
Not ringing any bells there, bud.
Here's a thing. Give me... What is this?
Oh.
How do you notice this? Oh, yeah, do you have some bard shit? What's your bard shit?
Well, you get that violin.
I got a violin.
You do have a violin. Give me... What's your bardic knowledge?
My bardic knowledge is places.
Grand histories. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's it's grand histories of the known world.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, this is a spout lore.
Okay, you want me to roll spout lore?
Yeah, give me a spout lore as you're trying to think through this.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment at which it could fall into place for you.
I'm not just gonna Fero this here. I've done my research, even if
I know. Yeah.
Hold on. Whoa. What does that mean?
Feroing it is just going like, that's really weird.
Okay.
So I roll plus intelligence, which isn't one of my best stats, I don't think. So we'll have fun here. Oh no, intelligence is alright. 6.
Not like that, it isn't. Okay.
Mark XP.
So here's what happens. Yeah, go ahead and mark XP. You go into this hotel, and it's been kind of converted. It's a weird place because he kind of gives you the walking tour of the space, and it becomes clear that for reasons, Keith just typed in the chat, maybe you should have Feroed it. I just need people I want record of that. So it becomes clear that this is like a strange mix of a destination and a resort destination in a sense, but also a religious space.
Is this about Nacre, or are we talking about Trastero?
We're talking about Trastero, the hotel named for Trastero. Mm-hmm. And you realize it's because it's a holy ground. It is the space where... Okay, here it is. Trastero, god of death. This is kind of unfolded to you as you're here. Trastero, god of death. You should take vacations here. This was his place off. He's done the year. It's New Year's. He spends it here on the coast. At Nacre. This most beautiful city. And at the moment of erasure, and this is where it kind of comes back to you, it's as if a spell has been broken. It's as if an enchantment comes undone. When you're in this space and you hear the story, it all comes together. And books that you've read in the archive had these words all along and you didn't know it. You read these books. You read them, and what you're hearing now was in them, but you didn't see it. It wasn't there at the time. Everyone at the archives has read these books. They know this story, but it's gone.
Are we talking that it literally physically
I'm going to
wasn't
continue.
there?
No, it was physically there, but upon reading it, like, your memory now fills in the blank. That those times you pored over the stories of the erasure, this was in there, but it was just... For whatever reason, you couldn't hold on to. And the reason is clear to you, almost, as you get this kind of walking history. The city, Nacre, was one of Trastero's pleasures, so astonishing, its architecture, so wonderful, its people, its culture, its food, that he wanted to spare them. And so, in the erasure, in the moment that would have torn this place asunder, separated it from the world, he shielded it with his own divinity. He gave up his job. He stepped down from the role of God of Death and became Tristan the First, the Emperor of Pearls, and founded the royal line that walks here to this day.
Do you want to cut back to the others, or...?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, I'm just cautious that...
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to stop there. Lemon and Hella.
You mean Fero?
Fero and Hella. God damn it, I'd gone this whole game until...
Hi, my name's Keith and Fero. How are you?
For what it's worth, I mostly... Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, Austin, you haven't called me Kyle in nearly a couple months.
It's true. It has been a couple of months.
But, that's still, that's not a great track record still. Right?
It could be better.
I've never called you Janine, ever.
Not once.
That's different.
But what if her name was, Anine? Then you might. Anine. Then you might.
Okay. I've never called you Art, then.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Someone has.
It wasn't me.
Unlikely story. So let's go back to you guys. At this point, At this point, I'm going to say, let's make it super easy. You've been, like, looking around these gardens in this market area for quite some time before you finally see Lem walk into this hotel with one of the fucking pirates from the pirate ship. He was on the Kingdom Come. He stabbed that guy.
God.
He stabbed him in the chest.
I'm so upset.
I am also very
And they're, like,
mad.
buds.
Because we spent like 20 minutes last week talking about Emmanuel, right? Like, but Fero didn't have even a second to look at Emmanuel. That was all Jack stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was all with Lem. And all of that was texture that we were being told, that Jack was being told, that all Lem got was, like, a funny look.
Yes.
Like, that's all that actually happened. So Emmanuel is barely, is, like, only relevant to Lem for over-romanticizing it, and not relevant to Fero and Hela at all. So
I think now Emmanuel's pretty relevant to me.
Well, now, yeah, but at the time, not really. Like, at the time, you had, like, enough justification to do what you did, but you had no actual knowledge about Emmanuel or who he was or anything. Like, you just, like, had a look and you went with it, and that's fine and cool, but it also, like, we don't know who that is, and we just see you with a fucking pirate, like a rando pirate. Like, I just want to make it clear that we don't see you with Emmanuel, we see you with a pirate.
An undead pirate.
An undead pirate who we know works with Brandish. He's not just like a guy in this town.
And they're just chatting, and they go into that place.
Oh, they look chummy, I bet.
They look mad chummy. They're such...
Well,
they are really...
Lem looks chummy.
I think Emmanuel still has some chumminess in him.
Yeah.
He's undead. He's not a jerk.
He's like amused by Lem at this point.
Yes, that's what it is. It's that sort of chumminess. It's like, you're right, Keith, to say that it's not like they're best buds hanging out. Like,
this is not an arm lock thing. This is sort of like Lem is kind of like a puppy now.
Yes.
This is like Emmanuel is a little bit annoyed, but like I still love my dog.
Exactly.
Would you blame Lem if you were in his shoes?
No, not at all. I'm just describing it.
That's fine.
I think that your Lem's reaction is you're allowed to be the most real with how you're taking this. Like, I think we'd all be fucking freaking out.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Anyway, where are you at? Other than
we fucking follow you.
So you guys are like kind of a few steps behind him this whole time, and just to describe this space one more time here, it's a hotel that all of the kind of resort place like elements of it. So like there's still a dining area on the first floor. There are still couches in the lobby, but like no one is here to vacation anymore. So there's no receptionist waiting to check you in. There's probably a receptionist there there's a receptionist there, but they serve an almost holy role, right? Like, there's almost a religious element here. There is a religious element here.
So this is like this is like a Stations of the Cross sort of.
Yes.
But it's a hotel.
And it's still a hotel. And, like, in honor of Tristero, it still operates in terms of, like, that restaurant still serves the menu that it did then. To the degree that it can still get those supplies, you know.
This is so cool.
The walking tour.
So we can almost boil down Brandish's theft of all that food to fulfilling a religious requirement.
Part of it definitely is that. Yeah, part of that food comes here, and like the rest of it goes out to those markets that you were just at. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Those people are given an amount of food to like do stuff with, and like they can buy from the supplies that Brandish brings in. You know, like there is a little light bit of a market here in terms of like buying new stuff and trying out new recipes and making cool crafts with this. Like sometimes Brandish comes back with like instead of foodstuffs, it's just like, yeah, I got a bunch of iron. I just got a bunch of wood to do some stuff with this.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Here are 23 sheep.
What was
right?
Does Brandish have, because Brandish has a reputation of being like sort of a marauder. He's going around and he's stealing shit
and killing people and hurting people. Yes,
and that's still part of his thing. Like he's doing all this stuff, and it's like Brandish is just the guy, but he also like is a cruel pirate.
Yeah,
also.
he's a pirate.
Well, he's a pirate. Like he's not. I guess I'm not saying he's cruel for a pirate even.
Right. That's the thing. Like I don't think he is cruel for a pirate. You know what I mean? Like
he's just a pirate.
He's a pirate, and he hurts people, and he kills people, and he takes their things, and like there's no dressing that up in any other way, except to say that he's also bringing that stuff back for this civilization to continue to flourish. There's one last beacon of pre-erasure beauty. You know, I don't know what that's worth to you, if anything. I know what it's worth to Lem. I have a feeling I know what it's worth to Hella, which is little. Maybe. I don't know. How does Hella feel about this place?
Oh, I missed what you said just right before that.
That, like, what's
You're
this...
asking about the hotel.
Yeah, just the city in general. Like, you recognize as you move through the space that this is, to some degree, Brandish's pirate fleet is how this old, beautiful city can continue to exist. Does Hella care about that? Does that lighten the sin of Brandish in any way?
No. Okay. I think that it becomes, like, even more frustrating to her. Because this city, like, it's familiar, but it's also, like, really unnatural. And she is probably not into the fact that it exists.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't want food from her people or anyone else being used to feed ghosts.
Right. Like, you don't see any ghosts eating.
I don't think the ghosts
are not eating.
Okay.
That's a very specific thing here, which is weird. We'll get to that in the future for sure. That's a thing. I have a whole notes about the food situation with regard to ghosts. It's this is the human I am.
Okay, but like, regardless, this
no one's upset at you for it.
Okay, good. I'm glad. It's important to me.
This is the most bustling city that she's ever seen.
Yes,
and also like one that she rejects from the very core of her.
So you guys are kind of wandering through this place. You guys, Lemon and Emmanuel are always, again, like 5 steps ahead of Fero and Hella, or like they like turn the corner just as Hella and Fero like turn their corner to like catch a glance of them. They go up the stairs. They like it's from again the camera shot here is like it's a pan down from watching. You see Emmanuel and Lem step off of the stair to a new landing, and it pans down to see Fero and Hella start going up those stairs. Really ornate, beautiful stairs. Like this was a destination before the erasure. And I think at some point, go ahead.
Can I make an interjection to say that like Hella is purposely trying to make sure that Lem doesn't notice them? Okay.
Sure, totally. Absolutely. Give me a defy danger. Dexterity. Really quick. Because there's something else happening here that we'll get to in a second before we break. We're almost...
Am I also defying danger?
No, you can aid if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I'll do an aid. That's just a regular 2d6 12?
Plus
2d6?
Plus
2d12.
2d6 plus 1 for your bond, unless you have two bonds.
Let me check. I think that we just have the one.
Yeah, I think so too. Yes.
Yeah. That's 11.
Okay, so you do well. So you can give her a +1.
Oh, yeah, here. Have my +1.
She's up to a 5, which is bad. It's doubly bad because of another roll that we haven't touched yet, and we'll come back to in a second. Lem, I think you're at this point like the final station of the cross, so to speak, of Chistero's journey here, right? His the kind of the last step of this hotel temple is his penthouse, and it ends on like a balcony looking out onto the inlet. You can see on the ocean waves, the sun to the east is starting to sparkle down onto it, right? Like the sun is starting to rise behind you effectively to the east, but you can see the first glimmer of that on the reflection of the waves. It's a beautiful sound, and it's quiet, and the stars start to disappear, but the space still feels bright and joyful. Emmanuel offers you a cigarette.
Yeah, cool. I'll go for it. Smoking on a balcony in the most magical city.
Right. You kind of lean over the edge there, and Hella.
There's a tobacco industry?
Listen, there's tobacco, certainly. There's certainly tobacco. I think Ordena definitely produces tobacco.
Wait, hang on a second. Before we, I wanna apologize to Emmanuel for fighting him with a big sword earlier.
Okay, that's fair. He says,
Job's a job.
yeah, things are complicated. Not again though, huh? He laughs. You guys take a long drag, Gwen.
That's foreshadow. We're going to have to kill Emmanuel.
Who knows? I don't know. What I do know is that at this point, Fero and Hella come into the penthouse to see the two, Emmanuel and Lem, smoking. And then there's just like there's a good hand on your shoulder, Hella.
Yeah?
What do you do?
I reach for that dagger that I have.
Good call.
That's my instinct.
As you reach for it, you feel the sharp edge of a blade up against your neck.
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't if I were you, Missy. And you feel the air come from the hole in his neck. What a surprise.